Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Full-time MMA?
MMA,
Nothing
yeah.
else?
My life, man, yeah.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Jon Jones' manager Abraham Kawa gave a Jon Jones update today, and two of the things that he pointed out was one, that there's going to be a decision coming soon from USADA about the Jon Jones' case, and also that Jon Jones has only been getting better in the meantime. This is what he had to say about USADA. He said USADA does a very good job. They've done a very good job cleaning up the sport, but it's imperative that they get this right. It's imperative that they get this case right because of who Jon Jones is, and I think that they're doing the best they can to get it right. With that being said, I'm confident that we will have a decision soon. I just don't want to put a date on it and say it's going to come down at this time, it's going to come down at that time. There's a decision coming, and it's hopefully sooner rather than later. And now with that being said, Jon Jones, with this decision, it looks like it may be good news for Jon Jones. At least that's what I'm sure his manager, fans, and the UFC are hoping for, as Jon Jones is one of the biggest stars of the sport. But with that being said, who would Jon Jones fight when he came back? We were recently talking on Full-Time MMA in the morning, I believe today, and someone brought up that Alexander Gustafsson would be a great fight for Jon Jones to come back to. Now, I agree with that. Would that be the biggest fight for Jon Jones to come back to? Probably not. Jon Jones has talked about moving up to heavyweight. Hell, before Jon Jones left, he was talking about fighting Brock Lesnar. Now, that would be a super fight, but man, if Jon Jones would have a tough task on his hands. I think if Jon Jones is going to beat Brock Lesnar, hell, both of them might need USADA, really. That might be an even matchup, though. Either way, Jon Jones versus Brock Lesnar would be an even matchup with or without USADA, because if there's no USADA, hell, they both get to do whatever they want. With USADA, who knows how really either one of them are going to look, right? That's one fucking hurdle. I still don't know how that's going to happen. How is Brock Lesnar ever coming back with USADA in place? You know, that's going to be a real pickle right there, because you know, we know USADA is one of the best drug testing agencies in the world, and so with that being said, it's going to be interesting to see how Brock Lesnar would do with USADA testing. If he would, you know, because going into his last fight with Mark Hunt, a lot of people assumed he was juiced up talking about Brock Lesnar, but he got you know, he's not even a therapeutic exemption. He got like a new fighter exemption from the UFC, so he didn't really have to go through the USADA testing before his fight. Well, then lo and behold, after his fight, Brock Lesnar popped like a lot of people expected, and it was like, oh, okay, well, clearly Brock Lesnar isn't a clean fighter, which is what everyone assumed anyways. But now with that being said, there's still talks of Brock Lesnar coming back to the UFC at some point, and if he does, it'll be interesting to see how that works. But aside from USADA, Jon Jones' manager also said that Jon Jones has just been getting better. He said he's in a good place. He's anxious to get back more than anything. People, you say that you get that itch. He's got an itch, man. It's bad. I actually feel bad for the next guy that fights him. I really do. Not saying he's going to take it all out on him, but he's sharpening his tools to where you thought he was good before. Wait until you see him now. Now, with that being said, I think a more realistic opponent for Jon Jones, if he's coming back to light heavyweight for sure, would be Alexander Gustafsson. Alexander Gustafsson's been discussed to fight for an interim light heavyweight title, while the current champion, Daniel Cormier, moves up to fight at heavyweight in a champion versus champion super fight against Stipe Miocic. So that's tied up a little bit. But also, if Jon Jones came back anyway, I mean, would that set up Jon Jones versus DC3? Would you guys be interested in Jon Jones versus DC3? I think I would be, because I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I don't know if Jon Jones can beat Daniel Cormier clean. I picked Daniel Cormier to win the rematch because I said, look, Jon Jones didn't look amazing versus OSP. USADA's in town. Maybe Jon Jones is not going to look amazing against Daniel Cormier, and if that's the case, Daniel Cormier could be fighting a clean Jon Jones and he could win the fight. But then Jon Jones knocked him out, and I said, oh, Jon Jones did it. He's back. Jon Jones is the GOAT. He's a clean fighter. And then he popped dirty. Daniel Cormier got reinstated as the champion. And now I'm still like, huh, can a clean Jon Jones beat DC? So that DC versus Jon Jones trilogy match is something that I possibly would be interested in watching, because I don't know who would win, you know, the fight. Just because Jon Jones won the first two, who knows if he was clean, man. So That being said, we'll see what happens. I'll definitely keep you guys updated. This was a much needed Jon Jones update, as we haven't got one in a while. So that being said, it is what it is. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for checking out this video. If you want to join the notification gang, make sure you hit subscribe and also hit the bell next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. And if you want to help this channel reach its full potential, consider hitting the PayPal link in the description or going to patreon.com/fulltimemma and becoming a patron. I'm out.
This is #1 bullshit.